Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and today, well, I think we better start by finishing off our wonderful Donkey Kong arcade. I've got loads of machines to go inside of it, but first of all, I'm going to decorate those sides. Now, after part 1, I had quite a few suggestions about building a rather large 3D sign onto the flat roof of the new arcade, but I don't know, I kind of think that might be going over the top. We've already got a huge 2D mosaic of Donkey Kong, of course, projecting the arcadeness of this building across the entire city. So I think having another sign as well might be over the top. So anyway, I can always add one later if I don't think that's the case when it's all in place, because we will have the machines blocking Donkey Kong a little bit. But I did want to do something with the very, very bland black sides of our new build. The facade that it is, the building goes on, but I think it still needs something on that. And one thing I really loved about my old arcade was its 3D sign of this lovely alien space invader. I mean, he's absolutely lovely, isn't he? And his little smile always gave me a little smile whenever I saw him. So I didn't want to lose that. So I decided what I would do on the sides is basically project a kind of vertical slice of another 80s 8-bit classic, which is Space Invaders. Yes. So before, when I was building this wall, I added some studs in certain places. We've got 3 here, a pair here, and loads of Technic holes as well while I was doing that build, so we could attach this scene onto the outside very easily. So the first bit is the shooter, the sort of player-controlled gun turret that moves left and right, firing off little bullets, and that looks very bright and interesting there. And then I've got loads of 1x1 bricks with the stud on the side that I can push into the Technic holes to represent all the little bullets. And being bright yellow, they will really show up against that black backdrop. Yes. Pew, 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 pew. And I've got some staggered just slightly. So obviously we used to be a bit further right, and then we're moving left, firing as we go. So they are on their way up to shooting some aliens. And that means I can have more than just one colour and one shape of alien. So I went back to the sort of original game and looked at the 8-bit sort of dot layout and built 2 more different aliens in different colours to go with our original yellow one. And the first one is this chap who looks very sort of jellyfishy. And these 2 holes will go on those black bricks that are sticking out to the side and support him. So essentially I can put that on there like that, and then push the second half of him up into there, and hey, there he is. Looking absolutely amazing. My lights are a bit bright in dulling that pink, but that is in dark pink, which looks absolutely fabulous. And then we've got room for 2 more above that. Alright, so we've got the jellyfish one in, and what I really like about this is it kind of overhangs the side as well, as it's really 3D and looks very interesting indeed. So the second one I'm going to put in is the original yellow one, but I've got more bits for him hanging off the bottom, because essentially before he didn't have these sort of long side arms because they wouldn't have fit where he was, but they are actually how he was supposed to look. Now these might be fragile, and I might regret this when I put it in place and these things snap off and fall behind a bit of railway track or something like that. But that is technically correct. And wow, he looks absolutely lovely. Yeah, there's that wonderful smile again. And then above that, I've gone for bright green. Have another really good bold colour against the black backdrop. And he looks a bit sort of, I don't know, like a different jellyfish sort of rocket shaped guy as well, with clear bricks in all of the gaps. So we've got a bit of a reflection there, haven't we? There we go. Oh, look at that. That is really bright and colourful, isn't it? It looks absolutely amazing against the black sort of screen backdrop of the original 8-bit game. So yeah, we've got our shooter down there, pew pew pewing, and he's fired enough bullets, I think, to kill all 3 of these. So yeah, he'll be doing well and going on to level 2. Cool, right, I'm doing the exact same thing on the other side, because I figured this whole building is going to be very central in my city because it's so huge. We can't have it tucked into a corner. So that means we'll be able to see this, and the shooter from everywhere, effectively, because if you can't see this side, you will be able to see that side. All right, here is the second side done, and that is looking very nice indeed. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, very bright and colourful. very, very visible from a distance. And another reason why I don't think I need a big 3D sign for the roof, because surely this is enough. Color, shape, and all the rest of it looks absolutely lovely. Right, so now we need to fill the inside with all of these machines. And do you know what? I think I might have almost too many. It's definitely going to be packed and stacked, which we do like very much. But I've just got so many more I could be making. I mean, I've got loads of pieces that I showed last time of things like sort of screen pieces that I found in different sets. You know, there's a sort of asteroids type one or something. But I've also got loads and loads of sticker sheets that we haven't used either. I mean, we've got sort of a, I don't know, fighter there on a screen that looks very usable. We've got two of this one with a character with axes going around, smashing stuff up. Got another sort of fighter one with two fighters there. Maybe a ghosty one there. That's another sort of ninja one, Ninjago type game on there. Yeah, I could make all of these into really ornate machines. But what I've really focused on, apart from doing a few of my own, is really creating the ones in official sets. But yeah, we've got one like Captain America and Red Skull there. Where's the one on here? Oh, we've got a little racer one there. Two-player racer one here from a friend set. Loads of 8-bit ones here. We've got sort of Dragon one, don't know what that is, sort of adventure one that looks a bit like Zelda, doesn't it? And that's some sort of, I don't know, centipede type one. So that's good. Can't see the one on here. Oh, there it is. Look, we've got another sort of beat 'em up type one, kind of like a double dragon or something. And this one's quite interesting because it's actually somebody who's just lost a game and it's asking if they want to continue or try again. So yeah, I've got an absolute load I could do, but I think all of those are going to have to end up in different builds because, well, they just won't fit in here. I think I'm already going to dump my slushy machines somewhere else in a different build. I mean, that can go anywhere, some sort of eatery or something. And I've even started playing around with some of the stickers that got sent in and a little Space Invaders game there to make a little table cabinet that you can have. The dark red and the dark yellow are basically temporary bricks while I get some black ones to make the screen look glossy and glass and look really nice. But yeah, that's one of those table ones that you can just have two people playing on when they're in a cafe or something. So yeah, I've already started using all these pieces and stickers to go elsewhere in my city because this is going to be rammed. Anyway, right, so what I need to do is probably do them floor by floor, showing you them as I go because a lot of you showed some interest in that. And I've got to spread out the colors. We don't have, like, say, loads of blue ones together and loads of red ones together, but also the kind of the themes, because we don't want all the drivers or all of the dance machines all next to each other or anything like that. So yeah, it's going to take a bit of sorting and fiddling, I think, but yeah, hopefully it'll look good. Oh, and I've also got to have this one. Oh, in fact, these two, golly, I picked them at random near the very top because they've got those really big screens that are showing the progress of the games on a bigger screen for a wider public. So yeah, those two are almost fixed on that top floor. So I'll start there maybe. Good. Well, starting at the top, we've got these two large screens for the Robot World arcades, and I guess the machines that relate to those better go directly underneath. So on the sort of more dead end side of the top corridor, I'm going to block it with this lovely dance game, the Cool Wow dance game, which is just a rebuild of the one in that set. And somebody suggested I should make up these robots out of minifigure pieces and actually have them doing the dance, which is quite a good idea. So I might do that in the future. But yeah, I'll have to dig those bits out. Anyway, yeah, that's really good for that end. And then for the end where the door is, so we want it a bit more sort of against the wall, we've got this one where we've got the Bionicle characters, the blue one with the axe hands fighting the red one, and the red one with a flaming sword fighting the blue one, with this being what everyone else is watching, which looks rather great if you ask me. And yeah, the original just had these as two kind of PC gamers on their gaming PCs, but I decided to get the screens and make them into this lovely dual coloured cabinet because I thought that'd be a lot more arcadey. And that looks great if you ask me. So yeah, that's one of my own. Then we've got a Ninjago themed one from a Ninjago set. Kind of looks like a platform game there. And I just love these kind of almost samurai horns type thing as the decor for that. So that's a rebuild of one there. This is a slightly augmented Ninjago themed one as well. A beat 'em up type one, a bit Street Fighter-y there. I've just added on the, what is it, a Sai on the top. And a gaming kind of joypad type bit because it was in the right color for the controls as well. That was one of the dots pieces that I've used all over the place actually, so that's really nice and a bit more themed. I've generally gone for the shorter machines here because these are going to be in front of Donkey Kong's face, and although I don't mind blocking it a bit, I don't want to completely block it because then everyone won't be able to see it. So here is a Monkey Kid one, and you've got a motorbike there, it looks like, with dragons on the top, and it's called Dragon Bike clearly, so that's pretty cool. So I like that, and this must be the accelerating sort of aspect to it, so that's a bit different and quite short, so that's good. Then we've got one of the two ones from the Simpsons Quickie Mart, which has taken me ages to get all the pieces for. I think I'm still short the controller of one, but yeah, getting them on the secondary market's a bit hard. But this is Bone Storm with two, well, whatever they are, fighting each other presumably. Yeah, so there you go, that's that one there. So I'll put these on the top floor. All right, so that's them in position, looking very busy indeed, and we've got one of our gamers. I'll add a lot more in due course coming in with his coins. Lovely. Okay, so the next floor down, I'm going to have these machines. And we've got a couple more from that Robot World set, which were just amazing. And I'm using both of these side on at the two ends so we can see the lovely cabinet art with the absolutely fantastic alien villainess who's in the Alien Conquest line, and that's the UFO I've got beaming up a farmer, and obviously it's a UFO shoot 'em up, so that is a really, really good one. And what colours as well, absolutely fantastic, that one. And the other one from that set is the Ultra Agents Chase, which is obviously a driver one where you're driving the Ultra Agents, well, buggy, I don't know what you'd call that, through the streets. So that looks really good as well. But look at that side art. Fantastic. So also on there, we've got one from a Monkey Kid set. Goodness knows what any of that says, but it's the That Game, which is the best apparently. So yeah, that's a faithful reproduction of that one. Here's another one of my ones. This is from the gaming truck where they're having the competition. And I've just chopped up some of the stickers so they fit onto different pieces. But we've got one side of the cabinet featuring this character who's got his kind of action there and the first person perspective there, and the same here for the sword wielding character who's in the azure colors on the other side. So it looks like if you want to play player 1, these are 2 more dots, or player 2, you have to be those characters in this one, but those colors just really pop together, and it's a great use of those stickers, though I do have the original truck as well for Elsewhere in the City. Then I made this one out of, I think it was, again, Ultra Agents stickers, just to make a kind of shoot 'em up. And obviously we've got the gun there held up and you're just firing at everything on the screen as fast as possible before you get done by zombies or whatever. Then we've got this one, just making use of this lovely 2x4 tile that came in a Sonic the Hedgehog set. So I've decorated the cabinet, sides and top, in all of the little blobs that kind of congeal together, and when you get a certain number together I think they pop, and it's kind of like Tetris. So you got that 2-player as well with the coin return and so on, looking good. Then an absolute classic and a favourite of mine from back in the day, the Outrun, just on a very simple cabinet for that, like in the Friends set, except I've added an accelerator pedal on the bottom there and the steering wheel on the front, because, well, it needs both of those, doesn't it? So that is everything that is going to go on the second top floor. Okay, well there's the 4th and 5th floors filled, and you can still see Donkey Kong, I think, enough. Oh, we'll have to see how it looks when it's against the wall, but yeah, here are those new ones. Look at that side sticker, that is absolutely amazing. And I've always put the boring ones behind the ladder where I can, and tried to sort of vary it up, and that other side art there at the dead end for the chase machine. So yeah, they are looking absolutely awesome. So for the next floor, we've got these 7. And the first one is this anti-gravity dance machine. And I've slightly changed that, I think, from the original that was in a Monkey Kid set. It kind of folded out of a container or something, so I've made it a bit more sort of freestanding and robust. And I don't think it had the anti-gravity stickers on it. I think that was the name of the actual sort of mini arcade. So I decided to attach them to this machine because we had 2 of them, get one on there and on the top. So there is the dance mat and the speakers and all the rest. Very familiar, very cool. We'll have to have somebody on that looking very good. Here's one of my own design. It needs a kind of tile to sit on to make it complete, but nonetheless, basically I had this tile 2x2 with a pterodactyl on it, and I thought maybe there was some sort of dinosaur themed game, so I've just did it in a nice bright lime colour to go with that tile, and added these scratch marks all over it like you were being attacked by a dinosaur that just came on a random sticker sheet that I had. So yeah, pretty simple cabinet, but a really pretty one, I think. So yeah, really good seeing that dinosaur over the joystick. Then this one is my own design as well. No, actually, it's a modified design from the one in the Ghostbusters Ghost House. I've added on this nice topper on the top with this curved slope. That looks absolutely amazing. And the best bit is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man play and the joystick and so on. But I've changed the bottom of the cabinet where it had legs before. Then we've got the Pac-Man one from the Pac-Man arcade, unchanged because it's awesome, perfect. Yeah, that needed to be on a really visible floor. So I've got some of the best ones on this floor. Then we've got a Ninjago one, Junkbot, which is good fun. Goodness knows what's going on that screen. But yeah, some of them I've just augmented with a dot where they had an area that looked a bit plain. So one up on there. This is a Friends one. I think it was Super Girls or whatever they were called. But yeah, we've got a Supergirl, what's her face? Joker's girlfriend, her, yeah, with a big mallet chasing these little sprite things, it seems like. So yeah, pretty simple one there, but that'll be going behind the steps, so it'll be less visible, but it's still pretty cool. And then another movable one where you've got the car that you're driving here. This is the Cloud Racer, and that is a Monkey Kid set. So very much like the Chase one and the floor above, actually features real life Lego sets, and I just love that. So yeah, we've got a roadway in there, if you can see in. Yes, that's great. So they are going on the third floor. All right, even more in. And I didn't want to conceal the flaming barrel that was rolling down from Donkey Kong. Otherwise, it kind of loses the theme a little bit. So technically, we could put another one in there in the future if we wanted to cover that up. But I don't really want to. So yeah, I think this floor is pretty full. So there's the anti-grav, dinosaur, Ghostbuster, Pac-Man, Junkbot, still forgotten the name, Cloud Racer, looking absolutely rammed there, and with the worst one probably behind the ladder. Cool. So then the next set to go on the next floor are these. So this is my original attempt at a pinball machine, and it's got the back box there that's angled. And I thought, because all of these floors are angled, obviously pinball would be a bit hard if it was tilted like that, unless you really compensated with the legs. But I thought if it was on the end like that, you could just attach it to the studs in the normal way. And, well, as long as you adjusted the pitch, which you can on the real things, then it would be absolutely fine. And we could still have our pinball wizard, who's got the highest score on there. He absolutely adores that game, so we can have him as one of the people in this facade. Then we've got another Ninjago City type one, and goodness knows what all of that says, but basically you appear to be a Godzilla type character going around smashing stuff up, presumably. So there is your sort of left-right smash kind of joystick, and again I've put a one-up on there. Second one from The Simpsons. This is the Great White Hunter, which seems to be a shoot 'em up where you're shooting sort of zombie polar bears, but yeah. Wow, that's an interesting theme one, isn't it? I don't know if that's from the Simpsons specifically, but anyway, that's that. This is one of my own ones. Just a kind of, well, really quite proud with the shape of this machine because it looks quite authentic. But it was again inspired by a tile. It was just this sort of 2x2 with what looks like an asteroid on it. So I reckon you're a asteroid sort of shooter or destroyer, or maybe just trying to do the castle run by avoiding them all. I don't know. So some pretty generic other orange stickers at the top there. But yes, it's sort of a space flyer, I suppose. So that's good fun. Then this one was much simpler than this and was in another friend's set. And just seems to be that you're catching the eggs that are falling from a giant chicken, which is quite good fun. So yeah, I put a joypad on and I added a topper. So toppers are kind of useless plastic things that sort of draw you to a machine that just make it a bit more decorated. So I thought, well, what would an egg catching game have on a top but an egg? So I put an egg in a nest on there just to make it a bit more interesting, because otherwise, I don't know, it's a bit simplistic, isn't it? So there we go. Nice colours though with the azure. And then this one is another one from a Monkey Kid set, and it's actually one of those grabber machines. You can play it by sort of moving this when it's not got all the statues, there we go, in the way, and it's got kind of gold statues that you're trying to grab. And yeah, I made it a little bit wider and more colourful because it was kind of built into the original build. And yeah, you can top it up at the top and actually get them out, so it's playable again. So yeah, I think that looks really fun with this kind of character's face on the top. Very bright and colourful, looking good. Cool, so those are going to go on the second floor. Okay, well there's the second floor, and I like the grabber machine at the end because it's nice and big and kind of acts as a stopper. I think we've got space for one more in there, and that will give us a place to put the one that's coming in the new comic book and arcade Friends set, because that's got a really good arcade in it. But I've left the barrel unobscured, and there is our pinball wizard with his pinball machine at the right angle and everything. So yeah, really stacking up now, isn't it? Golly, look at all of that. Anyway, we've got a few more machines to do, and those are largely ones that I made, actually, and some space for future expansion or future development of those parts and pieces I've already got. So the first one, I thought you really needed one of those races that you kind of sit in, and it's kind of the back half of a car, and had this lovely World Grand Prix spoiler, so that made it look absolutely amazing. The screen is a bit tronny, I think, but anyway, we've got a speedometer there as well, and then these 95 Lightning McQueen type cars, tiles as well, to make it look pretty good. So I think that's going to go side on as well, so we can see the caredness of it at that end. We've got a dance machine with the K-pop girl on it, and that's got kind of a karaoke looking tile on the front there, and the big speakers and the big lights. That was one of my own design before all those other ones came out, or before I bought them anyway. And then we've got another Ninjago City one, which is absolutely amazing with these lovely stickers on the three sides. Kind of looks like Double Dragon 2 or something. And this one, though, you get to play and bounce your character up and down to beat up that dragon. And I've added a tile as well. So I think when I've got those three in to the ground floor, floor number 1, we'll have 5 floors of awesome arcades, but a bit of space for a couple more. So I'm really looking forward to designing those. But yeah, let's get those last ones in and we'll see how it looks. Wow, wow, wow. Check that out. Absolutely crammed arcade machine. Look at all the colours, the different machines. Oh, it's everything I hoped it would be. Except for full. I think we've got room for 2 more here and maybe 1 up there, but that is still not a problem. And I love the fact we've got this sort of Space Invader aliens visible on the sides, even from the front. That looks absolutely great. But yeah, all the activity going on. So we've got a couple of lads in school uniform here with one of their friends coming in with some cash to play on one of those. I've got somebody really enjoying themselves on the dance machine. Looking good. I've got somebody playing that very popular new game, it looks like. No one playing the Alien Conquest game. That's a shame. Happy young lady there. Somebody putting a coin into Junkbot to start off a game there. Somebody hard at work at Pac-Man. Somebody coming off the anti-gravity dance game. A dance diva. Our pinball wizard, of course, looking very happy indeed with his high score. Somebody with a Brick Nottingham t-shirt who's sent in, so you know who you are, playing the chicken game. Somebody getting something out of the grabber machine, never worth having even when you do get something. Somebody playing that one there, and yes, our K-pop girl dancing away on this one. So those are very popular actually. We've got 3 people playing the 3 different machines, so yeah, we haven't overdone them at all. So yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. We've still got the 3 flaming barrels visible, have we? Yes, we have. And most of Donkey Kong, he is slightly covered up, but that was always going to be the case. But we've got the big screens at the top there as well. Yeah, the blue ladders, I still think it's very obviously Donkey Kong. We'll have to look at it against the wall in the Lego room and just see how fantastic it looks. Hopefully it's not too big because it is absolutely huge. But I think in a city and a room my size, we'll be able to sort of cope with it. And I'm hoping to do it right in the middle of the back wall, kind of with that train T-junction right in front of it. So it's visible from absolutely everywhere. And the Space Invader aliens are visible from absolutely everywhere as well. So yeah, that is pretty cool. And yeah, that view is makes it even better actually. Wow. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, I'm going to say that every time I see that. Brilliant. Well, that's not too big, is it? In a bigger room, it blends in rather well. So colourful, bright and lovely. Oh, love it very much. Let's look at that side view. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, absolutely love that. Yeah, it's not out of proportion at all. It's not even taller than the castle. It's not too near the moon. That was another one of my fears, that it would almost be touching it. And I think when we've got Major Oak Hill in here, which will take the drawbridge and then come up to about there, I think, and then have a sort of zigzag down into the Old Town. Then the Old Town will fill this whole area where my hand is, right up to that curve in the T-junction of the rail before it comes down here for our central station. So having that there, A, is quite visible because we'll be able to look down the tracks of the central station and see that centrally placed, which will be very sort of symmetrical. But I think it will be a good bright contrast to the really old-fashioned sort of whole area over here, which have a lot of sort of Harry Potter builds and personal builds that are looking a bit antiquated, with things like our guarded in and things like that in it as well. So yeah, that is going to look absolutely amazing. Let's have a look at this angle. Yeah, that is great. With it being so central, you can just see it from all over the place, and it's not too near with its sort of alien Space Invader theme, the actual real Space Invaders that are all up in that top corner as well. Yeah, it's amazing how huge and humongous this was when it was up close and personal on the desk right in front of my face. I couldn't get a right camera angle to fit it in at any point, and here, well, it just blends in. It's fine, no problem at all, but it does draw your eye. It looks like a kind of a set of shelves for a collection, and that's partially because that's exactly what it is. It looks very cool indeed. You cannot see as well as you could before Donkey Kong, I must say, so maybe it does need that 3D sign on top of the roof, which does look very flat and boring at the moment. Obviously the sides are sorted, but yeah, well, tell me what you think in the comments section. Do you think we could get a 3D sign in there? We could either have words saying arcade, but I think that's a bit boring. Maybe we could actually copy the Pac-Man one from the official Pac-Man set, because that was rather cool. It's kind of a very 3D and smooth and polished looking Pac-Man and ghosties chasing him on the top. So maybe that's what we should do instead. Yeah, that's very possible, isn't it? Yeah, tell me what you think about that. But I am loving this arcade. Look how big it is compared with the original that I put just next to it, just for comparative purposes. And yeah, that is arguably that itch scratched. Well, you know me, it'll never be fully scratched. I'll continue to buy all the arcades that become available in new sets and create my own with all those pieces as well. And it'll just mean that we have loads in, well, cafes and buildings and on cargo and stuff like that going all over the city. So yeah, we can have a few on the back of a lorry being delivered, because obviously this building is supposed to be much bigger than the bit we can see and just goes off into the distance. So it must be absolutely massive, and all of these doors come out from the stairwells and stuff like that. And there's loads more than just the machines you can see here. So having a delivery going to this building would not be out of place at all. Cool. Well, I absolutely love that. So bright next to the sort of grey of the moon, and so modern next to what will be the old town, and so tall that I think it will sort of stand out still, even when this area is completely built up. And the fact you can see it and see something interesting from absolutely everywhere, pew, 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 is absolute gold. So do tell me what you think. It's a shame that the monkey's covered up a little bit with the barrels, but we all know they're there. So that's the main thing. But yeah, I can't deny that this is an absolute unmitigated success. Haha, tell me what you think. It's a great gallery for a load of scenes as well, with people doing fun things and enjoying themselves in my city. So I absolutely love that as well. And those sloped kind of platforms I love. I just think it's absolutely amazing. People are talking about stepping them. No, they look absolutely great, slightly diagonal like the original game. Anyway, As always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome Lego builds. And if you value this channel, there are many ways in which you can support it. Do check out the links in the description below. Do also let me know if I should do a 3D sign and if it should be the big 3D Pac-Man from the official set, or if it should be something else. I'll be interested to hear your ideas, or if there's any other ideas for making this better indeed. And if you want to send something to the channel, you can to the usual address. We'll be doing another brick haul on Wednesday. And then next Monday on this channel, I think we'll be doing a load of city work because I've got loads of stuff to do. You might have noticed that I've brought down another table, just the one we've got here. So yeah, while I've been off, I have been working at the old Lego room to bring it all down. There is a site of absolute destruction behind me, so we'll get to implementing some of that into its final position as well. But until then, see you! I think my favourite machine is the blue and orange one that I pieced together using random stickers. Or the Alien Conquest one.